In 2024, 5 people entered Krizna Jama Cave in Slovenia, 3 adults and 2 local guides. It was meant to be simple, just another tour in one of the country's most famous caves. But within hours, their story would be remembered as the cave that trapped 5 people. Krizna Jama stretches for more than 8 kilometers underground, a maze of dark tunnels, cold chambers, and hidden lakes. It looks calm and beautiful, but it can be deadly, because this cave reacts to the weather outside. When heavy rain falls, the water rushes in fast. Passages vanish, dry ground turns into a trap. That day, storms hit the area hard. Rain poured into the limestone hills. Streams outside grew into rivers, and the cave began to flood. At first, the group noticed only rising water at their feet, but soon tunnels that had been opened minutes before were gone, flooded, closed off. Their exit was sealed. They were stuck almost 2 kilometers underground. Imagine the fear. Your lamp getting weaker, the sound of water roaring all around you, the cold pressing into your bones, and the thought that you may never see daylight again. The 5 climbed higher until they found a dry chamber. It gave them a little safety, but no way out. The walls felt close. The air was heavy, the silence broken only by dripping water. There was nothing to do but wait. Would anyone know where they were? Would the water rise even higher? Would rescuers arrive in time? Hours slowly turned into days. 2 full days in the dark. They tried to stay calm, but panic in a cave spreads quickly. Every sound feels like danger. Every breath feels too loud, and every thought brings more fear. Outside, families raised the alarm. Authorities confirmed that 5 people were missing underground. Rescuers rushed to the scene. Slovenia has some of the best cave divers in Europe, but even they knew this was dangerous. The plan was tough. They had to dive through flooded passages with almost no visibility. The current was strong, the water ice cold, the tunnels so narrow that even trained divers struggled to pass. But they had no choice. One by one, teams entered the cave. They carried ropes, lights, and small inflatable boats. Every meter was a fight. The water was thick with mud. Masks fogged. Rocks scraped their gear. At times, they could not even see their own hands, but they pushed forward anyway. At last, after hours of struggle, they reached the trapped group. The 5 were alive, cold, tired, and afraid, but alive. Relief spread through the rescuers. Still, being found was not the same as being saved. The hardest question remained: how do we get them out? The water was still high. The current was still dangerous. The tunnels were too narrow for people with no diving experience, and the group was weak after 2 days with almost nothing to eat or drink. If they waited too long, the 5 could collapse. If they tried too soon, the flood could sweep them away. What would you do? Wait and hope? Or act now and risk everything? The rescuers decided to act. One by one, the 5 were prepared for the journey. They were fitted with safety gear and guided carefully through the water. Every rope was checked. Every move was slow and steady, because one mistake could mean death. The guides went first, then the 3 visitors followed. Each clung tightly to the rescuers, their hands shaking, their bodies shivering. The divers spoke calmly, giving instructions in the dark. Above ground, families and rescuers waited in silence, staring at the entrance, praying to see someone emerge. Finally, after hours of hard work, the first survivor appeared, then the second, then the third, and finally, all 5. They had made it, alive, shaken, but safe. Krizna Jama had almost taken them, but it failed. 5 went in, 5 came out, because rescuers refused to give up. Would you have dared to dive into those flooded tunnels, knowing 5 lives depended on you?